just an evil spirit that has clawed its way back from hell to seek revenge. In this world, nothing can be easily resolved without taking risks. Sometimes I do something with the thought that death is a possibility.
I took the Billy cool back then I hopped in Kai. I put this bitch in front of the Billy in front of the...
Klein raised his head to look at himself in the mirror to inspect his appearance. He saw himself phasing away in the mirror before transforming into a woman wearing a black regal dress. Only then did he realize that this might be the bodyguard he had hired for £1,000.
Posso bem sou, não cessa do fim de semana.
After I infused the potion formula of the 22 pathways with power, they naturally produced the convergence powers between beyond the characteristics. They also gained anti-divination and anti-prophecy effects to a certain extent. And then, as he spoke, Roselle suddenly paused, as though he had sensed something amiss.
After 1 or 2 seconds, he said in an ethereal voice, "The creation of the card of blasphemy was a year before I held the Black Emperor ritual. Back then, I had already suffered the corruption of the primordial moon, and I didn't have the corresponding realization most of the time. Why can the 22 cards not be found by deities?"
On hearing this question above the grey fog, Klein's heart tightened as he felt his scalp tingle again. Without waiting for his response from the paper figurine, Roselle's voice suddenly raised, bringing with it an indescribable fear. "Don't gather the 22 cards. Be careful of the mother card." These 2 sentences echoed in the deep interior of the Black Emperor Mausoleum for a long time.
If the organization that uses the tarot cards as its code name is really an organization that believes in the Fool, then there is someone who can answer my third question. He's the crazy adventurer, Gehrman Sparrow. The War Angel is the Lord's rage, the Lord's punishment.
Save yourself. You don't owe these people anymore. You've given them everything.
Not everything. Not yet.
It's all prophecy, and if I gotta be sacrificed for the greater good, then that's what it gotta be.
Pray for me, take my pain for me. Save my soul for me, 'cause I'm alone to see. If I gon' die for you, if I gon' kill for you, then I spill this blood for you.
Here it is, our final life, and as the earth turns to the
thank God. I'll thank God, I'll thank God, I'll thank God today. Hop up on a cloud and watch the world decay. And now on my shoulders and we'll laugh away.
Let's get in the back of your cop car, officer. You can ask me anything you want, anything, anything.
Dwayne Dante is an identity. Is Dwayne Dante just an identity? Audrey sharply read between the lines and had a theory. Then she heard the world simply say, "A common identity that my companions and I share. I will occasionally disguise myself as him." Upon seeing that, he emotionlessly swept his gaze across the magician. A common identity. Occasionally disguise myself as him. Is that very pitiful Dwayne Dante, Mr. World? Is that tycoon with kidney or bladder problems, Mr. German Sparrow? Fools felt as though she had been struck by lightning and froze up. Her brain went numb as fear washed over her. Her brain turned numb as she felt struck with fear, subconsciously feeling that Gio's unintentional comment made a lot of sense. When a button, valet, neighbor, and surroundings had problems, the person that seemed ordinary definitely wouldn't be ordinary.
In Lord of the Mysteries, Amanices, the Evernight Goddess, is the eternal darkness with authority over darkness, death, and twilight giant pathways. She leads the Church of the Evernight Goddess. Originally the goddess of misfortune under Flagraya in the Second Epoch, she is a transmigrator who first appeared from the Saphira Castle.
It's you again. What do you want from me? I'm tired. I'm so dumb. I have changed.
Benson and Melissa continued walking forward, silently watching the various performances. Sometime later, they saw a clown running towards them. His face was painted in colorful pastels. At first, he threw a tennis ball into the air, and while the attention of the surrounding people was drawn to the air, he conjured a flower out of thin air. It was a Seville chrysanthemum. The clown brought the flower before Melissa and Benson. The flower was golden in color and symbolized happiness. Melissa and Benson looked at the clown in a daze. All they saw was a wide smile plastered over the pastel face. It was a happy smile, an exaggerated smile, a ridiculous smile. There are many hostile existences that are attempting to destroy this world. They are cosmic entities that are hostile toward Earth. The outer deities targeting Earth are all Great Old One individuals and are considered to be the most powerful in the entire universe, according to the Seven Lights. Fortunately, the residual power of the original creator formed a barrier that protects Earth, which blocks them from invading directly. However, because the original creator was unable to reawaken, the barrier around Earth has started to weaken. When the barrier collapses, the outer deities will swarm into this world. A 1,000-year-old plan of deception, one which led to the death and defeat of the Twilight Giant beneath a dim sky, a plan perpetrated by none other than the mistress of misfortune. It's no wonder that Klein thinks that when it comes to horror, even Adam and Eve are inferior to the goddess. As Amon threw the item over, Medici caught it, surprised. Wow, you actually didn't go back on your word. Amon smiled, adjusting his monocle. Doing something that doesn't match your expectations is also a form of deceit. Eamon looked towards Klein with a smile, his voice tinged with mockery and mischief. Roselle glanced at the white mist connecting him and the outside barrier, his expression of pain growing more apparent. He shouted lowly, "Adam, where are you? The uncertain mist has made a heavy bet. If you don't reveal your cards, we're all doomed." Seeing no change around, Roselle paused and continued to roar angrily. "Adam!" Just after Roselle's low roar, a distant yet gentle voice echoed in his mind. "I'm here. I am one, and also Just then, at the huge chair at the top of the bronze long table, a figure gradually took shape. He was within the gray fog, his figure quite blurry, allowing Lumion and the others to only clearly see a silk top hat and a black long coat. Looking at this, both familiar and unfamiliar figure, Madam Justice took a breath, stood up, curtsied with a slight bent of her knees, saying, "Good afternoon, Mr. Fool." He can be anywhere and anyone. He could be a passerby on the streets, a bird on the roof, a stray dog on the road, a wretch in the slums, an insect in the wooden logs. He could also be the microbes in the air. You truly are powerful, cunning and terrifying, truly worthy of the title God of Deceit.
In the transmigration trio, there is one person that isn't talked about enough. From instigating the fall of the Antigonus family to orchestrating the death of the ancient sun god, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Lady Evernight, the goddess of misfortune.
They don't want that then again. Baby, we'll take on my head.
careful when receiving revelations from Mr. Fool, as they might truly not come from him. You are the king of space and time, the beacon of destiny, the embodiment of Sephira Castle, and the dominator of the spirit world. With the card embedded in him, Lanavis slumped weakly to the ground. "Why, do you want to kill me?" Klein stared at his arch-enemy and replied indifferently, "No reason." On the altar, under the solemn gaze of the priest, Lucy, Brooke, and Benson Moretti sealed their love. The question about their willingness to unite in marriage echoed in the space, and Lucy, with her eyes fixed on the sacred emblem, nodded with a seriousness that reflected the depth of her commitment. "I do" was an echo of her promise to love and accompany Benson in every step of the way. Benson's response was immediate and enthusiastic, and "I do" that overflowed with the happiness of this new beginning. Upon seeing this and hearing him, Melissa's vision turned blurry. Her heart winced along with joy. After going through all sorts of ups and downs, their family was finally welcoming a new member. Suddenly, she turned her head subconsciously to the corner and saw an empty seat. There was no one there. Melissa immediately pursed her lips and shook her head slightly. After scanning the area for several seconds, she slowly retracted her gaze and looked back at the altar. It wasn't until the priest announced that Benson and Lucy were man and wife did Melissa smile again. Does this mean that you value your life more than I imagined? You do like thrills and seek it for pleasure, but to do so regardless of the price is just an image you portray. How can a real god of deceit wager a bet with himself at stake? Of course, this is just my own guess. Perhaps it's wrong. Anyway, do you want to take the bet? Eamon stroked the crystal monocle and made a tisk like Medici. "You're really crazy," Klein replied with